so tired, it's fun. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be a behind the scenes vlog on a shoot that we'll be doing potentially with Chris. We're going to go do St. Anne Street and film sunset. As you can see, I'm here in the office trying not to overexpose myself as the sun is in a really awkward place. So yeah, that's going to be the plan. Going to be shooting on, I wanted to go through some of the prep work that I'm going to be doing today. So let me put this camera down and I will go through that with you. This is totally not going to be a pain because of where the sun is, but it's fine. We will work. We'll make it work. So, first thing, always you should check when going on a shoot like this is, does your camera have battery power? Because the worst time to find out that your camera doesn't have battery power is when you're on the shoot and you're ready and everything's set up, and then you find out actually no. So, as you should be able to see here, this camera has battery. I also am going to check the backup battery as well. So that's what we're going to do. Yes, another full battery. So next thing, going to check, in most cases I would normally check filters and lenses and just make sure there's no dust spots or etc. on them. I've already done this once on the Sigma 18-35, so it should be not too bad. It has a few on it, so we're going to get lens cloth. We're going to get a lens cloth, I don't know where it is. So I'm going to use my shirt to remove any large pieces because I can't find a lens cloth. Simple as that, really. And the main reason why you want to do this is because you are going to be shooting into the sun potentially, and if the sun is directly against a filter or a lens or a sensor, then it's going to be more likely that you're going to see the frame or see the dust on the end of a lens, for example. So when that's done, you want to do the same with any other cameras that you may be shooting on. So on this shoot, for example, I'll be shooting on the Nikon 7200 on the Sigma 18-35 probably, or this lens that I'm using at the moment, and also going to be using the Nikon D5300 on whichever lens I'm not using. So whichever one, right? So if I'm using this one on this camera, I'll use that one on this camera and so on. This is going to be shooting in P mode, and this is going to be, I'm going to be using my phone to control it through QDR dashboard and shooting on an intervalometer, which again, you also should choose. But before we move on to that, we're going to check this and see if this has battery and space on the memory cards. This is going to be the second thing that you always want to check, is do you have space on the memory cards? I can see here on the top of this camera that I have 1,200 photos I can take on here, and the same on this, but 1,900 instead. So we got that, which is cool, which is fab. And then obviously we then have a intervalometer that we need single, triple A batteries for. So we're going to take a couple of these. These are cheap, rubbish ones, but they should do the job. And always change out your batteries on your intervalometers. I wouldn't recommend this intervalometer. I had an issue with it a couple of sunrises ago where it decided to just keep firing off some random intervals. It was set for an 8-second interval and then just decided that it would just continue to fire off every half a second or quarter to a second, which is helpful. Another thing, this time shutter release remote doesn't have a turn off button. The turn off button is removing the battery from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put in one battery like so, and then put the back on, and then keep this in my pocket for later. Also, another thing that you should check is make sure you've got plates for all of the camera bodies that you plan to use and put on things. So if you're going to be using a slider, make sure you've got that plate. If you're going to be using tripods, make sure you use that plate, etc, etc. This scene that we're going to today doesn't really have much in the way of, I would say, things I can use for foreground, so I'm not going to bother using the slider. But yeah, they're my pre-shoot checks on a time-lapse shoot specifically. And yeah, I'll see you probably when we leave for the shoot, or on location. Probably better on location, actually, to be honest. But yeah, so check, just to reiterate, cameras, batteries, memory cards, and bring spares if you can, and then also make sure lenses are clean, and etc. Same will be true if you're shooting video. But I'll see you very soon.
A few moments later.
Hello ladies and gents, welcome back. So as you can see behind me, I can't see, so I hope you can. Let's have a look, shall we? Apologies about any road noise, but no, you can't see at all. Right, let's fix that. As you can see, the cathedral is just here, and the plan is I could have used this post box as foreground now I think about it, so we might come back at some point with the slider, but the plan is going to be set up two, I'm thinking maybe a telephoto shot, but we'll see what happens when I line up lenses. That will probably be on this tripod here on the 7200, and yeah, so the plan is to create two similar time lapses. The sun is going to set behind these houses just over here. It is horrible to see and expose. I can't see, but hopefully you can. And yeah, let's walk over here into the shade a little bit. But yeah, so that's the plan. Hopefully it will get the desired look. The approach or the plan would be to come here a little bit later on in the year now, and because on the 2 days where the sun set directly behind the cathedral, it was basically 100% cloud, and or I couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm gonna set up now, and I'm gonna try. I'll check in before I set up this lens. I'm ready to use it, but yeah, I didn't clean this filter at all, or it just got really mucky in that gear bag or gearbox. But yeah, I hope you're good, hope you're well, and I'm gonna set up time lapses now, so I'll see you soon. So I hope you're well. So first tripod and time lapse is good to go. Planning to do a slightly tighter time lapse that will just have the sun come into frame and then leave the frame, and then this is going to try and illuminate when the cathedral is actually illuminated at night. So that's the plan. In most cases when you create a time lapse like this, you want to set off the intervalometer so it's about 8 seconds or so. You can do 12. The main difference is going to change the speed of the cloud movement, but for this time lapse, because it's locked off, because it's shooting on P mode, I don't need to touch it, and that's why I'm shooting on a telephoto lens, because I'm not going to go anywhere near this tripod now. And the plan, as I say, so let's, just for the sake of this, let's, come a little bit closer. So as I say, yeah, the main thing we're going to be looking at here is shooting for about 8 seconds or so between photos, and then you can always get it to that 12-second mark or 15-second mark if you wanted to have it faster by speeding it up in post-production. But I will be showing you both time lapses a little bit later on. So we're going to keep this lens on, and we're going to use the Sigma 18-35 on the Nikon 7200 that I'm now going to wirelessly connect and sort all that up. So, but I need this tripod, so I will do another vlog segment a little bit later on. So the problem I was talking to you about in the office has just occurred again with this. Let me press go and let me show you what I mean. So that's taking 3 images for every 8 seconds. You don't want that. So we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to buy a new one of these, and then we're going to let the inbuilt intervalometer within the camera actually trigger the camera every 8 seconds, because this is rubbish. So we're going to manually ramp it, which means there may be some bumps and stuff in the time lapse, but that's just something we're going to have to deal with, unfortunately. So yeah. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video, it's not a new video, Chloe, what are you on about? In this clip, I wanted to say, let's get to the point. As you can see behind me, there's a big cloud just here, and normally there's one or two things that's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 minutes that will either be really good or really bad. I can't see the horizon from here, so I don't know the answer, but if this cloud was a little bit higher, it may not give the opportunity, because if it's too low to the horizon, it's not going to give an opportunity for the sun, which is currently setting below the horizon because of the way the world moves, to basically, you need a slip on the horizon or a line on the horizon to be able to see whether the sky is going to light up that beautiful red or etc. colour, right? We're going to hang around and see, but this might be not the best. We did get some lovely orange reflections on this half of the street though, which was nice. But yeah, I will. If it goes red, it will be very quick, and it will only be around for a couple of minutes. So I'll try and see if I can film it. Hands are getting quite cold now. Hello boys and girls, welcome back. So I'm going to turn this up a bit so you can see me a little bit better. Apologies about any grain. But yeah, as you can possibly see behind me, didn't get much colour. Right now, about 5-10 minutes ago, we're about 6:30ish, so about half an hour after the sun has set, we should start seeing the colour in the sky actually start to go a lot more red. But also you have sometimes when you do these kind of things, where you get in a situation where the images look better than it did in person. So let's check our exposure. So just to talk you through this technique, as I have to do it anyway, I'm now going to change the aperture from 4.5 to f4, and I'm slowly ramping that aperture down to f1.8 so I can get a clean image. And I try not to touch the camera in between shots, or ideally I wouldn't touch the camera at all, but as you saw earlier in this video, the remote I was using that I'm since going to remove and throw away, and we will probably get, I'm thinking the Pro Timer, LR Pro Timer Lapse remote, potentially soon, because it's probably the best remote that's reliable, but I'll ask around and see. Anyway, so that's a different another story, but the main subject that you want to look for when creating a Holy Grail like this is something which illuminates or has like street lights or etc., so the exposures can be cleaner in regards to, because then you don't have to pump your ISO as high and you're not going to deliberately lose your subject. For example, images and time lapses from the office, when I shoot over towards St. Thomas's Church, that was well timed. If you didn't know, these lights just came on, but yeah, so when I shoot over St. Thomas's Church, a lot of the time the church itself after dark goes completely dark because there is nowhere else to illuminate it, and the market square is the only thing lit up because of the trees. But yeah, so we're going to wrap up this video very soon. The tight time lapse is currently, let's have a look, dying on battery, but it's at f4 and a 20th of a second shutter, so it's naturally ramped its shutter in the same way. I made a video that I'll link in the description down below talking about this mode that my friend Michael created. But yeah, so that's the deal. I'll catch up with you in about half an hour.
A few moments later.
Ooh, yeah. Let's not drop the £1.5 worth of kit. Right, I'm going to try and not set up a light and just show you how to use natural light to position yourself, but it's not as good, unfortunately, which means you need to bump your ISO, which is why is a key example why you shouldn't. Just realised I was probably stood in that time lapse, but hopefully I wasn't. So that's job done, really. These time lapses are going to finish in the next couple of minutes. My phone's now going off because of course it is down St. Anne's Street. Normally Blue Owl would finish about an hour after sunset, so that's going to be at 7 o'clock today, but as there is not really much colour left in the sky, I'll hang around for another 10 to 15 minutes, there or thereabouts. I'm going to pack down the tighter camera because it's probably going to die soon anyway. But I wanted to end off this video. Thank you so much for watching and getting this far in the video. If you did enjoy it and you would like to see more like it, I've got more content coming very, very soon. Make sure to leave this video with a like. I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. And I'll see you soon. It's going to be fun. We're going to do more stuff. And hopefully as lockdown restrictions ease a little bit, I'll be able to bring more people in on these videos. But yeah, I'll see you soon.